It's day 5 of designing a Pokopia Cloud Island in 30 days. Yesterday, we kind of ran around all over the place. We were waiting for Pokemon to finish some tasks for us, so we did some more terraforming for our city. We started crafting a whole bunch of materials, or at least processing a whole bunch of materials. Today, though, I think, maybe, finally, I have everything I need to hopefully finish this building. This has been kind of the problem. So I've gone out of my way to get all the berries I possibly can and use them to try and get all the dyes I possibly can to give me as many options as possible to make the building look kind of the way I imagine it looking. And so we need to go talk to our Pokemon who make dyes for us to see if they got anything good for us. These berries finally did grow in. I did not get a chance to process more dyes yesterday, but I did do a couple things since you last saw me. I logged in at night and managed to find, I believe, Cacturn. They fell out of a tree, which was great. And then I did find some shimmering spots in here and there, but I didn't get to play too long, so I only found like a few. So we definitely still have some more dyes to process, but hopefully this is something we can get done today in not too much time so we can make some real progress. All right, I'm handing off 3 different sets of berries to Pokemon who know how to crush berries into paint, and hopefully one of them gives me a bonus of black or white paint, ideally both. And we should have some new colors to work with as well. While they do that, I need to head off to the last Dream Island I haven't been to yet, and this is going to be an Arcanine Island. These ones are really important because they give you both a lot of iron and gold ore, as well as the glowing stone and some other stuff as well. Found an iron chair. There's also these mine carts and things of that nature, which are going to be useful, I think. On an island like the one we're making, where I'm going to be decorating so many different parts, we might as well steal some tracks and stuff, right? Got a whole bunch of items up here on the mountain today. Ooh, and it's been a while since I found one of these churches, I guess you would call them. This stuff is all worth stealing. The item on the pedestal in the middle is just an iron stand. Nothing too impressive or spectacular. I believe this is the carpet we just learned how to make, so I'm not going to bother stealing that. But it is cool. I do think we should use this somewhere. I think if we manage to find like a legendary Pokemon like Mewtwo or something, building them their own little, I don't know, cathedral, if you will, would be, you know, pretty fun. Also, ooh, these round lights. I think I can craft those now. Actually, those aren't as exciting as they used to be. Once I can craft something, I try not to loot too many of those things. I used to spend a lot more time on Dream Islands looting stuff, but because you tend to go to them just about every day, a lot of your time gets spent taking things that you don't necessarily need. So I'm not like going out of my way for every single block in the structure or anything like that, but I will take some of the stuff that I'm not quite certain on in terms of can I make it or not. Speaking of rare Pokemon, we don't have one here today. Found some more habitat information in a cave. It's a pretty simple one. I just don't know who lives there. I got a copy of the title screen music, I assume, for this game. I mean, I guess you could put title screen music from any of the Pokemon games in here, so I can't be too sure. Oh my gosh, the other cave. It's right here. More habitat information. Oh, this one's kind of interesting. Okay. Does it have to be those exact music notepads? No, it could be any music notepads, 2 speakers, and a television that's powered on. Huh, interesting. All right, well, nothing to do now but just roll around for a while and grab up all the different bits of ore and, you know, valuable materials we can find before leaving. Well, I stuck around for a while, managed to get some stuff, and I think we'll be good on iron for a while, and got a little bit of gold as well. I wish I would have found more, but it was just, I was destroying that place, and it was just really difficult to find gold. Almost a full stack, though, and over a full stack of iron. I shouldn't complain. I also forgot to drop off the excess rocks, so is anyone trading in here today? No, of course not. That's all right. Let's go check on our dye progress. Yellow paints from Pupitar. While I'm here, I'll hand off 10 Pecha berries. Geodude came through for us with 50 bowls of black paint and 50 bowls of cyan paint. Oh, excellent. Okay, that is really good news. Oh, and I think Amara gave us white paint. Let's see. Yes. Okay. We have just about every color at our disposal now. That means it's finally time to tackle this beast, or at least finish tackling this beast. I am gonna clean up my inventory a little bit and then we get started. It's also probably about time I set up what I call a trade box. This is just for items like this, where I could just throw them away, but also they're really good for just trading with the Pokemon who work in the Pokemon Center or wherever else we set up little trade booths. Okay, now for the fun part. I get to pick a color scheme for my very gray and white building. Something to help make it pop a little bit. So let me think here. I'm actually going to focus on the foundation first, and I have a few options. Let's see. Given the vibes we're going for, I'm thinking brown. I know that doesn't make it pop, like I just said, but I think brown for the accents will be pretty easy to work with. I have a good amount of paint now, and it's easy enough to just change this if I don't like it. I think I'll like it though. That makes the protruding wall kind of interesting because that means we can maybe do like brown on the bottom, similar to the foundation, like we can match it perhaps. Or maybe, let's see, white on the bottom and brown on the top. I like that better than white on the top and brown on the bottom. But you know what I actually really like? I kind of like that. I think that kind of works. It adds an accent to the building that is, it kind of helps it flare out a little bit. And it makes it look a little modern, I guess. I mean, so much for adding color to the building, but I don't know. I think it might look good. Let's try it. First things first, for the foundation, we just do this, run along the bottom here with the brown and stone foundation. Pretty easy to just replace the blocks we already have. Already it's feeling like the building has been done a bit of a favor. I kind of like that. Now let's try our all white protruding walls up here to see if we like that. Okay. It is interesting. You kind of do wish they had like a color to them, I think. Let's add the windows so these don't just look like big gaping holes on an unfinished wall, and see if it starts to make sense. Okay, so there's our windows, and it does look a little more finished, but I do think I was wrong. I do think the all white protruding walls could look good for certain projects. I don't think this is one of them. Now with the brown foundation, it just feels like I need to have that color show up in more places. So I'm gonna try this on all of them, and I really am wasting a little bit of paint by painting all of them, but as you can see, a little bit of paint goes a long way. It looks like it's one of each paint per 10 blocks, so it's not too bad. But so we don't waste any more, let's be overly excited about how good this looks. Oh my gosh, it's perfect now. Actually, yeah, I do really like that. Okay. I think we found our color combo. This is exciting. All right, I've put them on all the sides now, and it just makes me even more excited to see the roof on the building because we're going to be using the same color combo on protruding walls again on the next level up. I'll need probably 40 more if I go for the same dimensions and everything. And we got to add windows and doors and stuff, but this is already looking pretty complete. So to get the roof on this building, I have to do a couple things. I need to make some decisions about how high I want the ceilings, and I do think this is already ceiling height right here, which means I would need to put a layer of blocks around the entire perimeter like this, because if I want to put a garden on top of the roof, I actually need 2 layers of blocks. The way I'm imagining the roof looking would be something like this, where we have protruding walls here and here, the corners will be plaster still, and that is like a quick preview of what like the finished build would look like. Of course, nothing's died, there's no windows in, but that's kind of what I'm thinking, and I'm just kind of zooming out a little bit to see if I even like that. Overall, I think maybe. I do need to dye these before I can make the final call, but yeah, it's a little more plaster than I guess I was imagining for this, but maybe when you kind of like zoom out a little bit, it's not too bad. So that's the completed structure without the roof. And then once we add these protruding walls on top, we'll have a good idea of what the building's like finished product kind of looks like. All right, there's the last one. Let me zoom out now. And I gotta tell you, I actually don't dislike this at all. I think it looks really cool. And as long as I make all the buildings have like their own unique style to them, I think it'll fit into the city really nice. I'm going to be doing my best to make sure the buildings all feel a bit unique, and this is just like the first of many that I'm going to be doing. Obviously, if I'm going to be building multiple towns and cities, this is the first of many. So I think for a first building for this area, it's pretty good. Let's get these windows in. I got to make some more. I'm waiting on my iron, but we can get a couple in and just kind of see how it looks. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, cool. So we need doors, we need windows, we obviously need more roads around it and stuff, but this is good. Oh, and we need the elevator, but I don't have gears yet. The elevator is going to be interesting because we need to leave space for it up top too, which means I'm going to be making like, I'm going to call it an elevator house. Basically, I'm going to need to like build up a corner of this place, and it risks looking a bit off. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about it. I might actually not do the elevator up to the 3rd floor, aka the roof, and maybe we put a ladder and a trap door somewhere. Like maybe right here, we could have a ladder and then a little trap door. You know what? I am going to do that. I think that'll be better than trying to fit an elevator thing up here on such a small building. Maybe one of the larger ones we could do a roof elevator, but I'm thinking we need to like keep this pretty simple. Anyway, now I'm being held up by iron, so I did get some smelting a little while ago. Let me see how it's going. Okay, Flareon's on it with 6 ingots. I think I can maybe finish the windows with this. I don't know. I don't know how far it goes for windows. Actually, let me prioritize doors. I need 3 of these, and I believe the doors are going to make this a completed building that I can actually live in. I have enough for 10 more windows. Great. The iron goes a lot farther with doors than windows. I don't know how that makes too much sense, but you know what? I guess it's 10 windows versus 1 door, so yeah, it's not that bad. All right, 1, 2, and 3 doors makes a... Oh, huh. I thought that would work. I thought as soon as I put down the 3rd door, it would count as a closed-off structure, and I would get to live in here. Do I need to finish this back wall? All right, back wall's done. Maybe I just have to put down my ditto flag, and then it'll do it. I thought when you closed off a room and put a door on it, that counted as a completed build. It might be because there's no roof up here, actually. Yeah, maybe that's the problem. I'm actually gonna make one change. I'm gonna trade out the brick here for the same stone that we put in the actual floor. I think that'll just look nicer, more consistent. And I have all these because I'm also gonna use them as my first layer of roof tile. Now, if I wanted a second layer of roof tile, aka like room for a garden, that means it would actually be flush with the protruding walls that we've put up here. And I don't love that, but it's still usable. Either I can do that anyway, or I can use little flower beds up here, actually. And that could give me a good way to put, like, a garden up top. Just using little flower beds for crops or something. But there it is. That's the finished building. And it never once gave me the go-ahead of like, hey, you did it. You've completed a building. It might be because of this hole right here, because of the ladder that's going to come up. So let me just try this. Huh. No, I filled that in and still didn't do it. Maybe I'm just misremembering how this works. You know what? It might also be because the doors don't currently open. They might as well be walls. I need to power these anyway, so let me make a generator from just this building. And then one wireless transmitter switch will probably get me there. I'm going to put each of these items dead center in the main room here, just for the doors. And it looks like they all have power now. And yes, they all open and close when you walk through them. Eventually, I'm going to set up more infrastructure for the whole city. And for one city that I built in my single-player game, I actually just made a whole room full of those little generators because they're really cheap. But it turns out water wheels and windmills, they do a much better job at powering a lot more things. So at some area in the city, I may put down some of those things instead. I don't know. We'll see what our main power source is. But for now, just adding something like this for like lights and doors makes a lot of sense. And maybe that's what I do. Maybe each building has its own set of generators. Who knows which way we go with this. For now, let me just go ahead and place down this flag. And it didn't claim it as a home. It's got to be because of the floor-to-ceiling windows, right? If I do this, just this, will that seal it off? More windows here, and no sparkles. Then the only other thing I can imagine is this room or building or something's too large. Okay, according to a guide I just looked up, the maximum amount a house can be when it's made of blocks like this is 10 by 9 for an enclosed space. At present, this enclosed space is actually 10 by 10. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of play around a little bit, right? I've made myself a really big place to live before, and the way I got away with it is I made myself a very small room attached to that place and made that my actual house. All I need to do is trick this place into thinking that it has a smaller place within it. Could that be achieved by using house partitions, and can I even use house partitions in this kind of building, or are these only for prefabs? It would appear that at least in this case it's only for prefabs because my ceiling's a little too low. The house partition is just red. This would be kind of perfect because I could just put a partition up like right here and put a door on it, and I'd be totally fine with that. But it's not working out like that for me. So I guess I get to build my partition out of blocks, but there's just one more problem. The way I've designed the windows and everything, I can either put a partition wall here, which is not a very comfortable sized room, or I could put one here, which would block the elevator. So I'm waiting for iron anyway. What I might as well do is shift around this room a little bit. One by one, I'm going to take my chests and I'm going to move them so that the entire crafting wall is actually on the front of the building. So I'm going to literally reorder this exactly how it is on the wall I've chosen for it and put it on the front of the building. Just like that. And don't ask me how long that took. So once we do that, that means we can actually go in here, grab our little magnemite tool, and start to make the elevator blocked in with these walls, which creates the perfect opportunity for me to create a closed-in space that I can like potentially call home. So in theory, once I put a door here, it should give me the signal that it is now a closed-in building, even though the windows aren't fully finished yet. What kind of door do I want? I think I want this one, but it requires some iron. Now, lucky for us, I've been killing a lot of time, so we should actually have a good amount of iron ready. 10 ingots. Okay, well, I mean, it'll work for now. I was just kind of hoping for more. Let's make our modern door. We'll put it right here, and there we go. All right, this is a completed house. I want to say what a relief, but this is awful. I hate this house. I don't want to live in here. Okay, you know what? It's fine. This is fine for now. So I can cram my bed and nightstand in here, or I could try to put it maybe up against this window like this. Listen, no matter where I put this, it's not going to be very comfortable. I can put this here and the lamp there. And now I can actually live here. I'm actually allowed to live here, I think. I think that's how that works. And I guess my flag can just go right here by the door. And it's now my home. I can return here at any time. And what a great home it is. Let's finish placing down our ladders for our future elevator. So right to the ceiling, I believe it has to go. And we can just now pop the elevator in there whenever it's ready. And let's get our windows in. There we go. It is done. The structure of the building, I should say, is done. And it does look cool, even without the windows in the back. Oh, shoot. I missed a spot. I thought, oh, I have the perfect amount of glass for this. All right, I'll fix that. Okay, now it's done. And all that's left to do is decorate a bit. And I mean, I have a lot of recipes. I have a lot of crafting materials now. So I say we do that because while this place is cramped, and it's certainly not ideal at all, it is not what I was hoping for as an end product, it's still cool. It's mine. It's my first little baby skyscraper, and I'm proud of it. For our lighting system, I'm going to go with fluorescent light tubes. I made 6 so I can put 2 upstairs and then 4 in the lobby. And it looks like Sprigatito has made their way into the lobby. What's up? Just came here shouting up a storm to play Look That Way. All right, you know what? You can't say no to Sprigatito. All right, let's try left. And we did it. We lost. That was super fun. Great. Yeah, loved that. All right. Thanks, Sprigatito. Thanks for coming by. All right, let's get these lights placed down. Okay, so we ran out of power, and also our transmitter wasn't reaching all of these anyway. Now, luckily for me, I did cleverly design this building to store more wireless transmitters in the middle floor, which means I should be able to get it to reach, like, everywhere. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm just going to punch some holes here, and we can definitely hide some generators and some transmitters right here in the floor/ceiling. I think I put the generator there and then the transmitter right here, and that should reach, yeah, everything. All of the lights I've placed down, including my lamp in here, should all be lit now. That should be 2 generators on the system too. And downstairs we should be lit too. And because I have this big, ugly wall, I can kind of sort of hide the generator and transmitter. Gosh, that's more hideous than I thought it would be. It's okay. I think the right place to hide these actually would be here because there's going to be an elevator here. Although when I'm in the room, I'll be able to see them, but it's not as bad as I'm going to be looking at that all the time. Shoot, I got to move them. Okay, putting it here, and they should still reach. Oh my gosh, nope, it doesn't reach that light over there. All right, putting it on the corner, and then doesn't reach the lamp. Are we kidding right now with this? Really? Okay, you know what? That's fine. We'll just put down another transmitter. There. Okay, now everything is lit up. And we have power throughout this floor, which is great. It's still kind of ugly, but with the elevator there, it won't be nearly as bad as it would have been right here. I've gone ahead and made a handful of things to make this place feel a little more complete. So I have here a little calendar. I think that would be good just on this wall. And then I made a couple shelves as well. And I don't know if they should be both in here or in my bedroom. Maybe here because it's kind of like a crafting room and this looks like some crafting supplies I may use sometimes. And then in the bedroom, maybe I put like a bookshelf on one of these walls. Maybe like right here, I guess, which improved our comfort level, which is cool. And then remembering there is going to be an elevator in the corner, I've decided to just consider that while I design the lobby. So I could just have an elevator here and, I don't know, a fountain or something and just leave it at that. But I think it would be kind of cool if this was a bit more of a hangout spot. So I want to try a few different things. Now you can dye these, but I went ahead and grabbed these box sofas. And I just want to see what would happen if you made them into a corner shape. Will they go into a corner shape themselves? No. Okay, it's fine. They're still kind of cool. I just thought because of their structure and design and the fact they take up a perfect tile, maybe they would turn themselves into a little corner piece, but that's fine. I want to sort of match what we did upstairs with the elevator down here. So I want to create a wall that separates the elevator from the rest of this room. I guess that means this fluorescent light here might not work. It's also not even lit up anyway. Maybe I'm at capacity with my power. I need to hide more wireless transmitters, but okay, let me grab this. I think it was at capacity because as soon as I pulled it down, other stuff lit up. Anyway, so the elevator will be here, and then because I've created this little gap, I'm able to take some counters and create a bit of like a reception desk for the building. And what's cool about this is I can actually make this a trading post for Pokemon. So I could have desks here and a little register, and they can actually trade in here, which would be kind of neat and also maybe a little odd. What do they sell? I don't know. They sell whatever they want, but like in terms of lore for this building, why is there a desk, you know, a reception desk? I don't know. I don't make the rules, okay? But I think I'll do that. Maybe I'll make a couple more counters to close it off or have it wrap around. But yeah, I think this could be kind of neat. By the way, I hope you're seeing what I mean with these generators if you've never used them before. It's really cool that they just generate power from nothing. But yeah, they barely power anything. I put down that register and it tapped the entire network again. So now I got to find another place to hide one of these. Okay, now everything is good to go. I also have on my person a vending machine, which I think it helps too, just create that kind of lobby vibe. Also, the vending machine is just a really helpful item to have. So I'm going to put that over here. And hopefully that's the last of the items we need that have power, because I don't want to keep adding generators to this. But good, it's lit up, it works, and we can put a little seating area over here. I got to be honest, I don't know if you've ever been to like a mechanic shop or a tire shop or something, but right now the inside of our lobby is giving me that vibe. Like you come in here, it's made of stone everywhere. You talk to them at reception, they're like, okay, we'll pull your car around back, and then there'll be a seating area here and a vending machine. I don't know, is this a mistake? This is not a good build, but listen, I don't have like a lot of items at my disposal. I'm doing the best I can. As for outside, I'm gonna stick an air conditioning unit here on the roof. If I'm going to do a garden up here, we'll worry about that another time. Oh, I came back in here and saw some habitat information. Huh, I thought I already learned the study area. Maybe it's just because of the Pokemon themselves. I haven't learned how to spawn that particular Pokemon. Okay, and I have this rug. Now this is for our like seating area. It's kind of a perfect fit for that corner, which is cool. And I went ahead and dyed these box sofas. So I'm going to put these here and here. I'll need something in between them. I don't know what yet. I did make these little ottomans. I want to see what happens when you stick two of them together. It looks like they don't want to connect or anything. So, okay. I could also tuck it in the corner like that, but I kind of feel like just a table in the corner might be better. I'll be honest though, I don't love them. I think these would be better if I had like maybe walls around them or something, and they were just kind of like tucked into a little nook. But right here, they don't look very good. Something like that, like doctor's office vibes, I think will work a little bit better. Oh, look at that. We got Mawile. Sweet. Now we have somebody to trade with. But okay, almost done with the inside for now. I'm gonna put a Game Boy here, and I'm gonna take the rest of the counters I made and put them here and here, which will give Mawile plenty of places to put down items, and it makes it feel a little more finished. I'm also gonna put down this Pokeball rug, just to make it a little more comfortable to stand here and, you know, make it feel, again, a little more finished. And then finally, I wanna do some decorating on the outside of the building. Now, I tried this on another building I did, and I really liked it. You can use these little path things. You can put these over like water and stuff, but you can use them, and they make really nice little awnings for above your doors. I don't know if I should do 2 or 4, but they work pretty well. And again, it's just for a more finished look. I could even maybe put stuff on top of them. I will say they're not working as nice as the last time I used them. And maybe it's just because of the type of stone I used here, or maybe it's the rotation. Maybe I should put them like this instead and kind of come across like this. Maybe that's a little more interesting. Or it could be that I need to put something under them to kind of make it look like they're being held up by something. We'll come back to that. And then I wanted to decorate the outside. I've been pretty excited to do this, but I thought it'd be really cool to put down some flower beds and then potentially some other stuff too. I need to get the path out to here, but for now, just pretend there's path under those. And the idea was I was going to use these flowers throughout. Hopefully I can find more though, because I don't quite have enough, but we'll just use them all here for now. And then these little guys outside also feel like they complete the look really, really nicely. And of course, we can't forget our grand opening balloons. Our grand opening pseudo-woodos. I love it. Okay, listen. This building still has a lot of work that it needs, but given the amount of items that I have right now and different things I have at my disposal, and I finally feel like I'm free enough to start working on more parts of the city, and hopefully we can get some larger projects underway. It's not bad for 5 days, considering all the work I had to do to get all of the different materials to build that thing. But now that I've selfishly put myself first, tomorrow we can finally start working on, other projects. Maybe we'll get some Pokemon some homes tomorrow. That would be great. Well, that video's on the screen now if it's ready to watch, so go check it out, and I'll see you next time.